Welcome to the To Be Honest podcast. Today we are speaking with Caroline Zhang, who is a current student at Palo Alto High School, who, along with her peers, has been trying to adjust to virtual learning since March of 2020. She is also the founder and editor-in-chief of Z Magazine, a digital arts and culture magazine by Gen Z for Gen Z. The magazine provides a platform for teens to share their artwork and individuality, as well as get inspiration from others. Caroline recently submitted a piece of art to the To Be Honest art contest, and I thought I would bring her on to share her experience with mental health and her recent introduction to therapy. So welcome, Caroline.
Hi, I'm really happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me on the podcast.
Yeah, thank you for being willing to share your experience. I really appreciate it. Before we get going, I like to ask every guest, to be honest, how are you doing today?
To be honest, I'm doing pretty well today. I just finished all of my finals last week, so I'm really happy about the holiday break.
Awesome. Yeah, so you guys get a couple of weeks off.
Yeah, I think 3 weeks.
Yeah, well deserved, I'm sure, at this point, especially with digital and virtual learning. So let's get into a bit about your experience with mental health. Would you mind sharing a bit about your experience and a bit about what you've been through?
Yeah, so I think online school and this year in general has been really challenging for everyone. And I've been struggling a bit with my mental health, and I know that my peers have some of the same feelings. Personally, I've experienced a lot of burnout where I lose motivation and then every day starts feeling the same and the weeks start to blend together. I do my best to stay optimistic, but I think with everything going on and not being able to connect with others in person, it gets kind of difficult.
Yeah, definitely. Are there certain ways that you've been able to cope with the virtual learning or being able to connect with others still virtually?
Yeah, like I definitely try my best to like keep in contact with all of my friends and still like try to connect with them even though everything is online now.
Yeah, that's great. I feel like now, especially in a digital age, I feel like we are a lot more fortunate in that respect because we can connect with people via phone and different apps, and you can still call people, and there are different ways to connect with people, which is really nice.
Mhm.
So when you kind of mentioned to me before that you experienced some symptoms of a mental illness, but what was your experience like with that?
I first started experiencing symptoms of anxiety before tests that I had in my really hard classes, and I mainly felt really frustrated with myself, and I wish that like I could stop feeling so nervous.
Yeah. When you experienced those symptoms of anxiety, were you able to talk to anyone about it?
Yeah, I was able to talk to my mom about how I was feeling, and she was really supportive of me, which I'm really grateful for. And then she was also able to get me a therapist.
Oh, good. Yeah. So was your mom kind of the reason behind your decision to go seek therapy, or was that a personal decision as well?
That was a personal decision, and then my mom supported me and like helped make it happen.
Yeah, that's awesome. I feel like a lot of youth these days, I feel like mental health still has a stigma around it. So sometimes going to a parent can be scary. So it's awesome that your
Mhm.
mom was really willing and able to be open about that. So what was your experience like going to therapy? I know a lot of people probably are scared to go to therapy or are just curious about that whole experience. So would you mind sharing a bit about the experience that you had with therapy?
Yeah, of course. So while I'm at therapy, I don't really feel many emotions. So I think it's like a calm state for me where I can feel at peace and comfortable. And I also feel reassured because I know I'm taking steps forward to improve my mental health. And my therapist also taught me ways I could feel more relaxed, such as doing breathing exercises. And I was able to use the advice in practice. And I think it's a really good skill to have. And therapy has definitely been really beneficial for me.
Yeah, that's awesome. So how long you've been going to therapy since the beginning of the shelter in place order, or how long have you been going for?
I think like around the start of school, I started going to
Okay.
therapy.
Oh, awesome. Okay. So you're just a few months in, and how do you feel like it's benefited you so far?
I think like my therapist has taught me like a lot of like breathing exercises and ways I can just like calm down when I'm in the moment or like when I'm feeling really anxious or nervous. And I was actually like able to use her tips during finals week before my tests to like feel better.
That's really great. Yeah. If you were to give advice to someone in your shoes right now who's considering therapy, what would you recommend to them to maybe calm their anxiety about therapy, or just kind of break the stigma around going to therapy?
Yeah, I think, like, definitely, like, don't ignore your mental health. I know, like, it may be hard to reach out to others, but I think, like, that's part of, like, the first step to recovery, and so, find someone to reach out to, like, whether it be a parent, friend, or teacher. I think, like, that's the first step you can take to feel better, and also, your mental health isn't something that you should be embarrassed about. I think that, like, as humans, it is natural for us to feel this way, and personally, at first, I used to be, like, really ashamed and scared to talk about my mental health, but I realized that, like, if I want to get better, I have to acknowledge what I'm going through and seek help. And I've also talked with a lot of my friends, and they're also going through similar things, so, I really want to, like, to come on here and share my story to, like, let you know that you're not alone.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think, yeah, that's really powerful, and I love that you're trying to normalize it because it is something that we all have mental health in a sense. It's just it depends on what's kind of a spectrum of it, if you're doing well with your mental health or not doing so well with your mental health. And I think we can all take time to take care of our mental well-being and get to a place where we're stable and we're productive and just kind of happy in life. I know you kind of mentioned some of the things that you do to maintain your mental wellness, but I also want to talk about some of your passions. Like I know you created a magazine, so I was hoping you may be able to touch on that a little bit.
Yeah, so art is something that has definitely helped me maintain my mental wellness. And whenever I'm feeling really stressed or uneasy, I'll take some moments to draw or look at art, and it never fails to brighten up my day. I'm really passionate about the arts, and so my I created my online arts and culture magazine, Z Magazine, with my friends around the Bay Area. I think when the lockdown first began, and it's a place where teenagers can submit their work and then have it featured on an accessible platform and then gain recognition for what they love. And I was inspired to start Z Magazine from my own experiences as an artist. And I really enjoy visual arts such as painting and photography. And I've submitted my work to a lot of competitions and magazine features, but always to no avail. So I know that it can be quite discouraging at times when your work keeps on getting rejected like again and again. And so that's why I created Z Magazine. Um, I hope that like it can amplify teen voices and encourage them, and we do our best to feature as many people as possible. And when people are able to have their work featured, it makes them feel really appreciated, and for readers, they are able to feel inspired by the content they see. And so this is something that I'm very passionate about.
Yeah, that's really amazing. I love that you kind of saw you just wanted to give people a platform to share their art, and that's really beautiful. And I'm curious, for people listening, is there a way that they can become involved with Z Magazine?
Yeah, so we publish 2 times a year, so we have our summer and winter issues. So if you're interested in submitting, we are open to all types of art. And also, we're always looking for new people to join our team, so just feel free to reach out to me if you're interested in anything.
Awesome. What is something that you do every day to take care of your own mental health?
So every day I try meditating in the morning. So for 5 minutes, I sit quietly and do some breathing exercises, the ones that like I learned in therapy. And then I also think about the things that I'm grateful for, and then I set some achievable goals for the day.
Awesome. Very cool. And tell us something that you're looking forward to about the future.
I'm looking forward to publishing the next issue of Z Magazine. We're currently working on our winter issue, and I also really hope to spread our reach. I hope that more people can discover the Z Magazine opportunity, whether they want to like submit or join our team. For me, working on Z Magazine has definitely brightened up my days, so I hope that it can do the same for others.
Thank you so much, Caroline, for being on the podcast. For people interested in Z Magazine or yourself, where can they go to find you and your work?
So I have social media for both myself and Z Magazine, and there's also a website for Z Magazine, so where you can contact me. And if you ever need someone to talk to, like please feel free to reach out to me, or if you're interested in anything related to Z Magazine.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Caroline. I really appreciate you coming on today to talk to me, and I hope we can chat again soon.
Yeah, me too. Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
The To Be Honest campaign was created by Momentum for Health and is sponsored by District 4 Inventory Funds, thanks to Supervisor Susan Ellenberg and Republic Urban Properties. This episode was hosted and edited by me, Avery Cruz, as well as edited by Peyton Dillehay. Music for the episode was made by Julia Steele. Thank you so much for tuning in as we continue to share stories of youth and young adults throughout the Bay Area who have personal experience with behavioral health issues. If you have a personal story or experience you'd like to share on the podcast, please email us at tbh.today@gmail.com. To learn more about the To Be Honest campaign and the podcast, we encourage you to visit our website, www.tobehonest.today, and be sure to follow us on Instagram at tobehonest.today. All this information is also in the show notes, so we look forward to hearing from you soon. Bye. Bye.